Hey my loves, welcome back. This is Sarada Muladhara, the root chakra goddess. Bring you another reading. I know I've been a little bit MIA with my reading. Ooh, you guys, my candle is sizzling. As soon as I started talking, my candle started sizzling. That is really good. I love that. So let me know how you like this setup. I wanted to do something a little soft and sweet and feminine for this reading that's coming out. I'm all set up in my new space. And I'm really happy to be here with you guys delivering this message. This message has been on my heart for a few days. And as you can tell, since I haven't delivered a reading, I delivered a couple little sermons, but I haven't delivered a read for the collective in a while. And we've passed through this past moon cycle without a reading from me. So there's a lot of pent up stuff in there for the collective. So let's see what Spirit has to say. But I already pulled a few cards for the collective reading, and I know you guys love the pick a card readings, but this is not going to be a pick a card reading today. This is one general message for the collective because there's a huge expansive shift in collective consciousness, and we have moved into another realm of consciousness. Everyone is on a different dimensional frequency than they were before. So it's pretty cool because we are at the point now in the ascension process where everyone is like, I don't want to say waking up. I just feel like that's such a cliche thing to say. But people are just seeing very extreme shifts in their dimensional reality. So I saw somebody put it this way, that if you were on 3D, now you're on 4D. If you were on 4D, now you're on 5D. What this is going to look like for you guys is like your clairs coming through really strong. So really starting to see things, like really seeing that entity is moving around in front of you versus just sensing that they're there. Really hearing a voice say something versus just feeling the impression of that happening, or imagine, or feeling like it's an imaginary thing or a memory or something. And dreams are coming up, which is interesting because for a lot of my collective, you haven't really been having dreams. Some of you guys don't usually ever have dreams, but for some of y'all, this is weird. You haven't been having dreams. So dreams are indicated. So, Spirit is saying you haven't been getting enough sleep, and that's why you haven't been dreaming. And for a lot of you guys, you're scared to process what you're going to process through your dreams. So that's one reason why you've been avoiding your sleep. And you've also been avoiding your meditation, for those of you that have a meditation practice, because you've been scared of what's going to come up. And it's like, not to be funny, but I would be too. Oh, you guys know I'm stupid. I love myself, but you guys know that I honestly, we have to joke about these things because what else are you gonna do? Cry about it? Yes, that too. And it's just funny. I would be too, honestly. Like, yeah, I gotta be light about this, you guys, because this is my work and this is what I do day in and day out. And that's why I love giving these readings for the collective, because it sort of shows you guys the energies that we're working with. And then I just want to let you guys know that the other layer of it is the spiritual work, the energy work, the ritual work that we're doing, myself and my collective healers in heaven on earth as a group. And just, it's a mass movement. It's not just me, it's not just our group. It's a mass movement of divine feminine awakening, sexual rebirth, sovereignty. And that's why I wanted to pull out the Mother Mary Oracle deck today. Because Mother Mary's, the iconography of Mother Mary signifies freedom and choice in birth. And like, it's just, it's a never-ending battle. So, with so many layers to it. So, at this point, I just want to send a message of hospitality. I want to welcome everybody to my page. If you're new here, thank you for showing up. And if you're returning, welcome back. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know how this resonates for you. I would love to hear the feedback from the collective. And so we can see what lines up for everybody. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Come back and see me. And stay tuned for more messages like these. And I have a lot of other videos too, so check them out. We're getting grounded here on Earth. We're like, okay, cool, I belong here. And for many of my collective, like, you guys have suffered from sexual violence, emotional abuse, physical abuse, a suppression of self, almost like a slavery, like a mental slavery, bondage for your entire life / lifetimes. And it's like basically like the images of like chains being pulled out of the crown. This is mental slavery. So it's like, for my collective that this resonates with, it's like the feeling of being bound, but not physically, mentally. Like, it seems that you could just walk away, but there's some mind control keeping you there. So it's really important for us to look into this. This is why I do my healing mind control ritual, you guys, because the freedom of our souls depends on it. When we're divesting from the mind control that has been placed on us by other people, it's like, it's like I'm working with a certain constituency. I'm working with a certain segment of the population that tends to have a lot of these spiritual characteristics and life experiences, and that's because we're all part of a certain caste that is known to be sexual healers in the community, and we literally have the placements in our birth charts that indicate this. But there's no place for that in the puritanical society that we're part of. And so it's not necessarily all like sex workers. Like, you don't have to be a sex worker to be part of this caste. You could be like, you know, like, you could be a sex trafficking survivor. You could be somebody who's like providing sexual labor in a different way. You know, you could even, like, it's just like people have so many different experiences with it, and it's just so diverse that you can't really place a label on it. But what it has in common is this like sexual healing power, and that's goddess energy. So sadly, the society that we live in now, the patriarchal society, is built on the suppression of this goddess energy, and that's just raw feminine sexual power. It's submissive sexual power, because the beautiful thing about this type of sexual power is that it's allowing, and it surrenders, because really there's no other choice. And when it comes to the cycles of life, when you plant the seed, you surrender to the process. You have to nurture it and care for it, and even then the seed might still might not germinate, you know. So that surrendering process and the allowing to take place, and the openness of being a portal to life and not attacking that new seed that's germinating. Okay, because that's extremely threatening, actually, when you guys think about it. Like, there's an outside entity growing inside me, like the ultimate in parasitic entities, because this parasite, like, will become so big that they'll birth themselves into their own physical entity. And did you ever think about this? These are things, starseeds are, a lot of starseeds are being called to consider and reconsider giving birth, committing to marriage, and a lot of these things, because there's a demand for and a need for these these babies to be birthed through into bodies. And they're kind of like, okay, mom and dad, tag me in, I'm ready. And this is so cute and sweet, but it's like, phew, it's a really big responsibility. And there's a lot of people in the collective, in my collective, that are being asked to grow up quickly in a major way, and just ground into earth, when it's like, you really, you've sort of been surviving by a lot of things that are not tangible and will not generate long-term generational wealth. So you have to see where you've been operating out of your wounds, because those are bottomless pits that can never get filled. And so anything that you do from a place of trying to fill a void or fill the wound, it will not come to pass, because it's always slipping away. It's slipping through the void. And it doesn't mean that the void ever has to be filled. Like, there's certain things that will always hurt. So I think better than trying to fill those voids, just letting them hurt. And that's it. Just letting them hurt and feeling the pain. And sometimes pain can be more sensual than pleasure, which I know that sounds probably a little bit toxic, but the way that the brain chemicals like move through people who have experienced extreme circumstances, like, these brain chemicals have to be stimulated in a certain way, and certain environmental factors are just extremely important. I think right now, like, we're starting to see too how much in the collective, how much we've been getting off on the pain, like getting off on the pain of it all. And that's it. The Five of Cups is classic message of crying over spilled milk. And like, looking backwards at all that's been lost when you can't see what's right in front of you. How pathetic. And it's just funny, like, I just have to laugh. Like, you have to look at yourself, bitch, look at yourself. I mean, I'm saying, like, you have to look at yourself and see, like, oh, oops, well, okay, like, the message is just simply stop looking back, but look at what's right in front of you. These numbers go 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, and then 10, 9. So this is like a countdown. 5 of Cups, 4 of Wands, 3 of Wands. And 4 of Wands is marriage. That's harmony. That's building stability, stable foundations. My laundry. And 3 of Wands is a choice that you have to make. It's like a crossroads, but it's not just two different streets intersecting. It's 3. So you have options. You're not settling. Like, you do not have to settle. And that's the message that Spirit really wants you to get through your head, is that you don't have to settle. You have options. And there's like a strong survival mode energy that has been produced by the pandemic and, these things going on. So people are operating out of panic. They're not really in their right minds, and people are scared, and it's like what's interesting is, like, the people with the most are the scaredest ones. So that's interesting. That's what Spirit wants us to know. And just like the investments that you make right now should be definitely in your spiritual growth for your highest good. And shadow work, and I'm not just saying that because I do this, I'm telling you the truth. Like, honestly, you can watch all my videos for free on YouTube. I have access to so many free, I give you access to so many free resources that I've created. So, like, there's plenty of free stuff that I have for everybody that does not cost a thing. And then, you know, you can always go further, which I recommend. And, you know, do what's right for you. There's something for everybody, but it's just important to tune into a frequency that suits you. And what I like about my system and what's important to me about it is the sovereignty aspect of it, because you really make it your own. It's not something that's just, this is mine and you use it. I teach you my techniques, definitely, but what I'm mostly channeling amazingly is techniques that you can use naturally. Like, I have a gift for when I'm doing a healing session on somebody, communing with their ancestors to find their healing gifts and dances that they do for healing, different, like, you know, symbols or words. And these things just come through because that's what psychic gifts are. There's a lot of different energies out there in the universe, and that's what enables us to do these readings, is reading the energies. So I'm tuned in to the people that tune into me because you're supposed to be here. And I've kept my clientele and my student base pretty small, to me, because, like, it's just been important for me to connect with certain, like, it's this is so funny right now because what I'm saying is is like, as it's coming out, I'm realizing that it's not what I feel, because what I'm trying to say is that I wanted to, like, make sure that I connect with the clients that are right for me and that I'm right for them. But what I'm realizing my truth is that actually I've just been scared to put myself out there more. And now that I'm facing this truth and I'm communicating it, and this is what's really important about these energies right now, that we've just gone through this Sagittarius full moon eclipse portal, is that the truth is coming out. And if you are in the dark about anything, or you're not really clear on anything, I would pray right now to find out what you're not seeing, to see what you're not seeing, and to get clarity on anything that's unclear to you at this point. This will be a very good time as you go into the Cancer new moon, solstice season, not season but cycle, that we're going into within the next week and a half. We're gonna really want to have clarity, because at that point it's like it's gonna be like, for us down here, it's gonna start to get into like a rainy season and a hurricane season. And I know for me, like, I'm gonna want to be cozy and comfortable, and I think that's what a lot of people are gonna really need right now after, you know, over 2 years of this pandemic exhaustion. Like, people just really need to rest right now. I personally had planned to take a lot of time off this month, and I definitely took a financial loss for it. But at the same time, I worked as much as I could, and you know, I don't know, the month's still not over, so we'll see what happens. But at the same time, I just haven't wanted to push myself, you know. I've just given myself space to rest, but ironically, I haven't been sleeping enough. And I think part of it is, like, just spirit is keeping us up, and not only spirit in general, but specific spirits also that want to talk to us all the time. So I gotta set boundaries with them, you know. It can get kind of stressful, especially depending on what's coming through. And some of you guys know what I've been channeling about, you know, behind the scenes, and it's just been a lot. It's just been a whole lot. So I encourage everybody to be really kind with one another. Don't start none, won't be none. And just leave it alone. Leave other people alone, because you honestly do not know what they're dealing with or what they're going through. Although it is none of your business, just be kind, because you don't need to know. And I hate this culture of people feeling like they're, because of some aspect of their identity, that they should be entitled to extra consideration versus another person, because I honestly feel like that's a very slippery slope that just is extremely dehumanizing and devaluing to people. And I feel like it's also very like victim mindset. And I don't like nobody coming around me like that, because I just feel like it's only a matter of time before you make me the person that's like oppressing you. And how can we actually have a good connection that way? Like, it's one thing to, you know, be able to have a conversation about, like, you know, I don't like this thing that you said or did because it made me feel this way, versus to just, gosh, what was I about to say? Oh my god. Like, I just honestly have had so many experiences. Like, I'm okay with somebody talking to me about any issue that they have, but I just feel like every time I've talked to somebody about an issue that I have, then it's like been the end of a friendship or the end of a relationship. And I feel like I've talked about this a lot before, but honestly, people don't recognize racism that Arab people face, or just, you know, even in general. Like, it's like, I think it's always like within people of color community, it's okay to bash white people, but then it's like nobody wants to like actually take accountability for their own shit, and I just hate that shit. And I feel like that's not unity to me, so I don't even give a fuck. Like, I don't judge people like that. But there is some shit where I'm just like, it's like you just have to know your people, and there's some shit that's just immediate no. Like, immediate no, it would take you way too long to ever be able to humanize me in a real way. So there's only so much levels of closeness we could possess. And it's just important for you to know that and know your people. And I think one of the things that's a byproduct of what's been happening the past couple of years is that people have like really started to have the urge to like experience diverse experiences, and maybe even connect with people that they wouldn't have connected with before, versus also some people are going to full on separatist mode. But I just think that a lot of people are gonna like it's kind of like, you know, people think that they want friends of other races until they actually have them. That shit is fucking funny to me, but it's just like funny because like it's not it's like you have to actually care about people. You have to actually care about them. It's not just a cute photo op, you know. And it's like that's one thing that people kind of forget. It's like this is real life. I think I see a lot of people that talk about race and ethnicity and interracial relationships on the internet that don't really have them, and they just weigh in their opinion, and it's usually from a separatist point of view. And when I say separatist, I mean like somebody who's a racial separatist who believes that people of different races should be separate. And like I don't have a problem with people that believe that or feel that way, because that's what you want, but that's just not my path. It never has been. I'm mixed, and that is my lifestyle. So I think that there's some message coming through here about a lifestyle shift, or maybe just embracing self. If there's a move away from separatism or towards separatism, or if you have some sort of like curiosity about different cultures and different ethnicities, and maybe finding out more. But protecting yourself and just doing it in a safe way, because understanding that people have been groomed since birth to like basically dehumanize others of other ethnicities and skin tones, and like that really will come out in people's dealings with one another. Especially what I've really noticed too is that like it's like programming, like it's really hard because like it's so weird that this message is coming through. Like, honestly, like I don't know what this is about, but just please let me know if it resonates with you. But it's like, it's honestly shocking and surprising me that this message is coming through right now. So I think this is a really important message for Arab people because, yes, like people, like Arab people are mixed people. So a lot of people are new to interracial dating right now. So for a lot of people that are like just starting to like get curious about other people and stuff, um, like it's like you're tapping into some past life memories, and these are like ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, even like ancient Lemurian, Atlantis times, and these also go back to other planets because you guys, like, humans are not just human. There are certain people, like there are some people who are original humans. There are other people that are mixed with star seeds, and alien races, and also other life forms. So you gotta know that. And then there's other life forms too that just look like humans. So you gotta know that, like look at what you're looking at and stuff, and you're learning to be more conscious of what you're seeing and changing the way you see things and the way you see yourself. This message is honestly stressing me the fuck out. Honestly, it's stressing me the fuck out. What's a big sacral chakra healing energy coming through here, and there's a lot of creative projects that are basically just sitting in this sacral chakra, taking up space that haven't been birthed. And these are like multiple books and different, ideas, creative ideas, paintings, like so much stuff, songs, like so much stuff that you could have been creating. It's okay. You don't have to think about it like that. Like, it's just time now. It's just time. It's just really, really time. And so that's what this Our Lady of Creative Choice card is talking about. Along with Our Lady of Passion, you have choices. You have options. I sense a lot of frustration in the collective around creative expression, and especially for like Instagram users and Facebook, people that are on the internet. You guys know that there's like the internet works differently depending on like how much money you spent on it. There's such a thing called net neutrality that was voted down, and so basically it means that the websites that are run by corporations that have the most money, they're the ones that are going to load faster. They'll be easier to find. And that has extended to like censorship and all of these different social media platforms. Everybody knows that, like, people that talk about divine feminine awakening, the people that talk about holistic healing, like anything activism, anything to do with these topics, you're gonna get censored. So for me, like, if you want to see my Instagram posts, like, you have to actually go to my Instagram page. Only select few people actually see my stuff show up in their timeline, so you have to actually go seek it out, and I really appreciate the people that do seek it out. And that's one of the reasons why I'm really like loving my YouTube channel. So it was my birthday this week, you guys, also, so show me love in my Cash App if you please. Thanks everyone for supporting my channel. And it was exciting because it popped up in my memories that it was a year ago that I had started this channel, and so that made me feel happy because it was something that I wanted to do for a long time, and I've really been enjoying doing it. And I think that at another time in my life, if I had been doing this, I would have been like feeling bad for not doing all the videos in the past few months. Like, there was like several moon cycles that I didn't do any readings, and the great thing about it is it's free. So who gonna check me? And even I have such great clients that you guys really understand that sometimes, like, the thing is that these readings take energy. My work takes energy, and what if I don't have it? Then I can't do it, you know? So it is what it is. And not only that, but I mean, like, you know, it's just sometimes it's just like not time for that, or there's nothing to really be said. And the time is for conserving energy for a later date. So I'm really like part of the movement, moving away from this like even this like holistic healing industrial complex paradigm where it's like you're just supposed to be churning out more and more and more work. Like spiritual work doesn't work like that. Like, well, feminine work, women's work, it's less is more. Less is more. So this is this is, I don't know, you guys. I don't even know. Hold on a second. Oof. You guys, wow. There's really like a lot of prickly energy. It's coming from inside of us. It's like a 1,000 little tiny knives. And the images that I'm getting is like kitten claws, like tiny little kitten claws that are like sharp as a needle. And then like somebody cutting themselves with a safety pin. Are these my memories or yours? So there's self-harm here indicated. Okay. Yeah, so what we see here is like you're a really romantic person. Like you have just this deep reservoir of love. And it's like it is one of those bottomless pits inside of you that you feel like can never get filled up. Like nobody can really seem to do it right. Because obviously it's you that needs to do it, right? And so through this union of self, like this is what this really is. It's honestly, it's not about another person, but if another person happens to connect with you through this energy, it's because they're really well matched for you. So that's a good thing. You can let that happen, you know. And it's like right now, it's a big part of it is about letting yourself be loved, and that has to do with seeing yourself as somebody who's lovable. That's why I brought out the magnifying glass, because we need to change how we see ourselves and really see ourselves in a more positive light. Ooh. This is a really good exercise for third eye development. Look at that. So I'm thinking about making some more let me wipe this off. I'm thinking about making some more like straight up ASMR videos. You guys let me know if you have any suggestions of things you'd like to see. I'm gonna do another bubble wrap video because I love doing that. It's really fun for me. And ASMR, in case you guys don't know, is autonomous sensory nervous system response or something like that. It basically is like a sound that like relaxes you, and it can be like anything, like sensory. I don't know. That's not really. Yeah, it's like anything that makes people respond on a unconscious level. I love this. So yeah, we want to change how we see ourselves. See yourself as somebody who's worthy of love. It'll be easier for you to receive the love, and love has to go both ways for it to be satisfying, you know, and it has to be by choice. It can't be by force or coercion or persuasion. Like there's a difference between persuasion and seduction, and seduction and persuasion, and in that gray area in between it, where it's like you're sort of at a point where you don't really know exactly what you want from other people. You're more interested in what you need from yourself. gonna pull some more cards and see what it says. But yeah, I really feel the spiritual attacks coming in heavy and strong for the collective. Hold on, where's my Palo? Palo Santo. I have brought some Palo Santo in here so I can light it. Because I'm not one for the bullshit. Get this. I'm not the one, Spirit. Tell them. Don't fuck with me. I'm not playing with them. So you're being asked to inhabit more and more of your body, and you'll do this through sexual pleasure. So it's like important for you to invest in that right now. And just open yourself up to receiving. I know a lot of my spiritual baddies have been like, this pussy is off limits, and a lot of sex workers haven't even been doing sex work, because the clientele just hasn't been worth it. And this is gonna happen right now. It's just like, this is typical recession era, like, experiences, but at the same time, it's all about aligning with where you're supposed to be, because you'll be able to find a profitable avenue of work that suits you. And it's important to release any shame or guilt and embrace who you truly are at your core, and what makes you happy, and what makes you feel good, and what makes you feel fulfilled. And not making yourself do anything you don't want to do. And Spirit is saying you need to take more dick. Spirit, you so silly. Spirit is saying you need more dick. You need to take more dick. Okay, Spirit, heard. Where they at though? So, I'm hearing like host for low vibrational entities. This is so funny. Yeah, like I can feel it within the crown space. And there's a lot of checking out just to feel normal. It's because it can be honestly pretty off-putting and frustrating, and I feel like a lot of people go through this, and this is one thing that keeps a lot of people stagnant on their mediumship journey, or their journey of like walking with spirit, is because sometimes it seems like offensive or like overbearing for these spirits to be so like just offensive and overbearing. Basically, that's the like only way I can say it, is like just imposing and needy, and I think it's just like, I don't know, it's just this human world is full of energies like that, not just from spirits but from human people too. And the more and more like the more I get into this, the more I just crave solitude. And it is in solitude that there is a creative choice, and that's the pathway that we're choosing as a collective. I strongly encourage everyone to choose these pathways. Don't run away with somebody else right now. That will not serve you. And don't really think that running away in any situation is going to be beneficial. It's time to like hunker down and lock it down where you're at, and see who's around you and what's been going on for these past 2 years. And look at that, or really look at that, and just let yourself make decisions based off of that, because you honestly, you don't owe anybody anything, and you're entitled to feel how you feel. And for everybody that's been going through it, which is, everybody's mourning something, everybody's grieving something, and it's just time to care for yourself right now. That's pretty much it. Protect yourself, because people are literally so much in their fucking feelings, because every little stupid thing that they tried to do didn't work, and they just held on to it for dear life. And now all their illusions are continuously crumbling, and they were not prepared for it at all. So yeah, like, it's like, you who have been doing the work, pat yourself on the back and chill out, smoke a blunt, do what you need to do. And like, just do whatever you need to do to reclaim your body, because it's not what people think it is. Like in this, like these vibrations, low vibrations, dark entities and things like these are not necessarily what people think they are. We are the dark entities. Like we are very dense material, you know, and we're constantly like passing through things, and things are passing through us, and we don't have to hold on to them. When we claim sickness and claim it as a part of us, then we are holding on to them. There's so much polarity right now that people really can't fathom that like somebody that holds a different viewpoint is not against them. So it's all about choices, you know, and how you want to live. I say do what you want to do. I think that's really important. You have to be you. Otherwise, how will you know what's going on? And 6 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, it's basically a reunion. So I see some of you guys have been doing like love magic to keep your lover. Beautiful. So beautiful. You know what we're dealing with, like when you love somebody, you're committing to like pain, extreme pain, because the more you love them, the more it's gonna hurt anything that happens to them. And you basically just have to make it worthwhile every single day of your life. The Moon. Oh my god. I knew I had to get this deck. It is just so beautiful. I bought it earlier today, and when I tell you, do you guys see this card? The Moon. So there's not all the information has yet to be revealed. There is something you're not seeing clearly, and you don't know what it is yet. So what is it, Spirit? Okay, King of Swords. Yeah, you're seeing things too black and white, and there needs to be some gray area there. Queen of Swords. Shut up. Okay. Knight of Swords. Page of Swords. I knew that was gonna come out like that. The whole suit. And their cats. Oh my god. Wow. And the Ace of Swords. Okay then. Okay then, King of Swords and whole Swords family. Go off then. I'm honestly like, I'm starting to, I'm shaking right now. Like, I'm fucking shaking right now. You guys are, we're talking about legacy here. The sun is starting to come up. I stayed up all night to deliver this reading. I was in the bath for like 8 hours, contemplating and releasing. I've been doing so much releasing work over these past few days. I know that y'all can feel it. I used to do these monthly rituals for the collective. I've just been doing them for myself. I've just been pouring all my energy into myself, and that's what this reading is talking about. That's what these cards are talking about. Is literally cutting everybody off from your energy supply. And just saying like, no, this is for me and my fucking family, and none of y'all are part of my family. I don't care if you gave birth to me. You're not my fucking family. You know why? Because you don't act like it. And you don't get those perks, and you don't get those rewards. And you just become extremely stingy with your energy. 6 of Pentacles. Exactly. Look at this. Look at these scales. And these are sand dollars. This deck is freaking beautiful. I know a lot of you guys are going to want to know what this deck is. It's White Sage Tarot. And I had to get it. I love decks that are in a tin. And when I saw this bird, I had to get it. So look at this. Look at this. Six of Pentacles. Look at this balance. We have the Six of Cups and we have the Six of Pentacles. Exactly. You've been putting in more than you've been getting out, and now it's time to cut all that shit off. You're cutting off all the dead weight. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get cut X'd out. Anybody can get cut off. It doesn't matter who they are. You become super stingy with your time. Your piece is too valuable. You're not allowing people into your space like that. And it's just not what you want to do anymore. And I'm kind of like, okay, I'm sitting here looking at this card, like, and I was like, at first, I don't know why, I just didn't want to show it, but we have the Six of Pentacles and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, you guys, this is the Nine of Pentacles is the pregnancy card. So who's pregnant, let us know. But it's the pregnancy card. Like, there's like a lot of fertility indicated here, which is like kind of crazy because that's what we're here for as humans. And so whoever's like fearful of this is dealing with a lot of programming, programming that's like anti-child, and anti-human. Whew. And on that note, that just really made me realize how much, even though I've worked so hard to uncover my unconscious beliefs and programming, that I'm still so influenced by them. And like dogmatic religious programming and social conditioning, and it's just so hard. But it's the season to really break free from all that stuff. And then why did these cards come out? Whoa, okay. Okay, Spirit. Okay, Spirit, calm down. But it's just really, honestly, this is a lot. What we're doing right now is a lot with our sexual freedom. It's funny because before I sat into this reading, I thought this was going to be a divine masculine reading, but it's pure divine feminine. And because it's so feminine, I'm going to definitely film another reading that is the divine masculine reading, because I really want to get into the energies of the divine masculine, but this is what came out. This is for the divine feminine. And there's just like, it's just about getting really stingy with your energy. And then because we see why, because the Three of Swords, the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups. Because that's why. Because look at, they're so cute. You want this, right? You want this. You want peace and harmony. You want this and you want this. So you use this and cut off every fucking buddy, and you make it equal. You balance it out and you make it equal. Because you're not gonna survive being the mule of the family and, you know, the person that everybody puts their burdens on. You're not. Eventually, your life will be over, and who did you live it for, you know? And it's really sad because we've seen a lot of our sisters and our cousins and mothers and aunties and loved ones, like, and friends, like, literally live their lives as slaves and servants to others and always be serving others. And I'm honestly like astounded that I'm astounded to be at the point in my life where I'm even considering marriage, because I always associated it with something so negative, because what I saw was not something that I would want to participate in. But like, as I've gotten older, I understand the value of relationships, and that this is something my body wants to do, and my ancestors and futures are calling me to do, is like birth their bodies through my body. And I'm like, okay, I want to do that too. There's something about it that just, like, it feels in alignment, and that makes me feel good. Even through the fears that I have, I think that there's something really special about the hopefulness of that, and it's something that I hold on to. And I think that's what's coming through here for the collective, is that, you know, throughout this, despite of this heartbreak, um the heartbreak which made it necessary to set all these boundaries and make things equal and cut people off and stop giving so much more than you're receiving. That broke your heart, but it gave you this emotional intelligence to enable you to be able to get soft with yourself and with somebody else. And that's exciting. And this indicates a reconnection. So yeah, it's like that's talking about an ex coming back, or somebody that you basically have like been going through a grieving process with, and this person is definitely coming back to see what's up, because of course as soon as you like disconnect from their energy and move on, they're so like they're sucked back in. It creates a vortex. It creates a vortex point. So that will always happen. They'll always be sucked back in when you move on, or when you're not thinking about them. But then there's another divine thing that it will happen, which is that like they'll like they within these connections they'll just know to meet up with you at certain specific important times, really important times. But you gotta trust the timing of your life. And right now, it's being stingy with your time and energy. So, like, is this even something that you want to entertain or pursue? Three of Pentacles. Reversed. I would say no. Ouch. That's a dub. I would say that's a dub. Any exes coming back? Oh, ouch. I did not expect that. That's pretty funny, but sorry, you guys. Like, any exes coming back right now, it's probably a dub. It's probably a dub. But the funny thing is that before I gave this reading, I was thinking about how the fact that, like, nobody, there's certain things that you're always going to do, and it doesn't matter, like, what is all the good reasons why you shouldn't do it. If you want to do it, you're still going to do it. It doesn't matter what it is. I really don't like reversals, so that's interesting because I pulled the Three of Pentacles and it was reversed, but the whole deck was upside down, so I shuffled and I got the Justice. And as you can see, it's weighing your heart. Is your heart light as a feather? A heart that is light as a feather, that's heaven. Whoa, oh my gosh, okay. So then I have the Ace of Cups, and then I have the King of Wands. Okay, so this says that this person was not helping out and not pulling their weight, and it remains to be seen if they will. And the lighter hearted energy that you bring in through not honestly giving a fuck is what enables you to like move on to something that suits you better. Whether it's a rekindling with that person or with somebody else somebody who's really generous and magnanimous and fun and exciting and sexy, then, you know, time will tell. And be strong in this moment to carry yourself through. Because you're honestly, wow. All right. We gotta go a little deeper. I feel like there's somebody breaking. Like, I feel like there's somebody breaking. Okay, breathe. Yeah, so this is a person that's like breaking under the weight of their own victimhood consciousness. Like, you think you're powerless and you're not. And whoever this is, like, I'm speaking directly to you right now. You hear it in my voice. and you're not powerless, and you think that you are. And I don't even want to deliver this message to you right now because it feels so uncomfortable. You're giving up your life. You're giving up on your life. You're giving yourself up. That's not fair. Say what you want. Speak up for yourself. Let yourself know you can do it, and show the inner parts of yourself that you're in control. Whatever it means to live your life and be you, that is you. Do it. You're not a victim. Oh, I love this card. 4 of Cups. It's 3 cups pouring into 1 cup. Oh, wow. I love that. I love that interpretation of that card, you guys. That is so good. Because in some cards, basically it's like in some decks, it's sort of like talking about having so many options and you're just sort of like pushing some of them away and choosing others. But I love how in this one, it's like allowing all of your options to like fill you. So yeah, polyamory is indicated here. You don't have to choose just one partner. But the thing is, like, they do have to set a certain standard, and you just really don't need to settle. You don't need to settle for anything less than. Okay. The reading, that's the reading. When the 4 of Swords comes out, it's like, okay. That means rest, okay? That means rest, you guys. So it's time for me to take a break. And I'm gonna come back after I eat breakfast and film the Divine Masculine reading. In case you want to know what I'm doing with my day. But I'm really excited about this energy because I see this really massive shift in the feminine consciousness where you're like, all of a sudden, it's like you go from being uncomfortable with being cared for and like you can't let people love you to all of a sudden you're open to allowing the support that you need to flow into your life without stopping it because you're afraid. And this is gonna be this was causing like a relief of chronic pelvic pain and chronic migraines. And this reading is the Divine Feminine reading, but it goes for also the feminine energy in men and people of all genders. So you're not just limited by your human body, your meat suit, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. I'm so excited. I wanted to pull one last card, and it's the Wheel of Fortune. I'm so excited. So there's something so beautiful about this. And this is a great note to end on. That this is really what we're doing. We're really reawakening these cycles within our lives. Oh, wow. We're reawakening these parts of ourselves that have been long dormant. Sorry, you guys, when Spirit starts speaking through me, it feels kind of uncomfortable sometimes, and it goes through different parts of me. So sometimes I don't even know what's coming through, but I feel it in my body, and like I'm feeling a lot of, I'm feeling a relief of migraine symptoms and chronic pelvic pain, and I'm also feeling the transference between the two. So there are people who dealt with migraines for so long that now the migraines will transfer to chronic pelvic pain, and you just need to understand that it's the same issue. But these cycles, like this is talking about the chakras and the wheels, the energy wheels inside the body. That's the word I was looking for, not cycles, but wheels. Ouch, honestly, like ouch. I'm gonna do some energy work around this. I'm definitely going to do some energy work around this because we really need to clear up this energy. So stay tuned. I think that something about the divine feminine healing, the masculine energy is coming to me now. And I'm going to set something up for us to do that. So that's all I have. That's the reading. I'm going to be back with more because there's so much more to say. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know how it resonates. Like, comment, share, subscribe, say mashallah, tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay, and stay tuned. Peace, healers. Masalama.